Mohanapriya. Lesson from a button and beyond. Lesson from a button and beyond. Toastmaster Mohanapriya.
Thank you, TM Modi, DTM Satish Menon, sir. Imagine you are climbing a mountain for the very first time. The path is rocky and the weather is unpredictable, and even you are unsure about the next step to take. Now, picture someone next to you, a seasoned climber. They pointed out the safest route, they warn you about the slippery rocks, and even give some tips to save energy. That's what mentoring is, a guiding hand in the journey of life. Let me share my amazing guides who helped me to climb my mountains. Back in my high secondary school days, I was studied in a state board English medium school. We were busy struggling with English, whereas Tamil medium students breezed through in Tamil. The only real difference is we paid just double to get confused in English. Apart from language of instruction, there was not much difference between us. Then came a big change. I moved into a new school in the middle of city. Everything felt new. New school, new rules, new friends, and of course, new teachers. Among them was our English class teacher, Miss Shanti. She is famous for her strict rules. Let's call it creative punishment. Miss Shanti had one rule: speak only in English always. Even during lunch hours, we had to chat in English. Otherwise, we face button punishment. If you are caught speaking in Tamil, you will get button from fellow students. And the button would travel from student to student all day like a last slice of bread. Everyone tried to avoid it, but we always ended up in our hands. And whoever had the button at 5 p.m. when the school ended, they had to pay a fine of 5 rupees to the teacher. So instead of focusing on the class, we secretly plotting on how to pass the button to someone else. Even we curse Miss Shanti if we get button. It felt like waiting for toughest Tamil month of the year, Puratasi, to end. So once I finished my school, moving on to the college, we had weekly seminars where I had to present in English. That time, I realized the true impact of Miss Shanti's mentoring. Everyone struggled to speak, whereas I could present without fears. So, those button passing strategies and awkward English conversations helped me secretly to prepare for this moment. Even though college helped me to gain confidence to speak in English, my experience with Toastmasters give a different kind of mentoring that helped me to grow as a speaker and a leader. I joined Thoughtword Toastmasters and I was assigned with a mentor, DTM Satish Menon sir. To be honest, I was little sad and disappointed at first. I had a thought he was super strict and probably unapproachable. But after sending my icebreaker speech for the review, my intuition about him was completely wrong. Satish sir was far from strict. His encouraging words pushed me to write better scripts every time. After reviewing the script, he never used the words like it is good or bad. He used phrases like, kudos for bringing up the new speech in a quick time. Let's take it to the next level. So those kind of phrases motivated me and energized me to improve my speech writing skills. Though Satishar was my official mentor, I want to thank other mentors in the club. Take Toastmaster Uma. Her perfectionism and consistency was next level. She planned her speech schedule so well that I was convinced she was a robot. She delivered 2 speeches every month without fail. Meanwhile, I was still thinking, I will write my speech script tomorrow. The next day, the next day, but the next day never comes. Her speeches were always on a top notch, and she constantly quoted in all her speeches that don't worry about what others think, focus on yourself. Then there Toastmaster Jamie and Toastmaster Jarish. Their positivity was contagious when they spoke. And even because of the welcoming smiles, they could melt any introvert barrier. And then the flawless communication was impressive. And I was wondered about Toastmaster Rajeshwari resilience. She never missed an opportunity to speak during the table topic session. And Toastmaster Prince, he expressed his ideas clearly whenever he spoke in a table topic session. Then Toastmaster Sounder. Whenever he presented tag team report, his report was so precise and concise. Many times I thought he must be a data analyst. Last but not least, our Toastmaster Diveta. Whenever she speak, she gracefully carried her pauses during the speeches, which I was struggled a lot. So every Toastmasters, in the unique way, they mentored me and helped me to find a better version of myself. I feel like I'm getting there one speech at a time and one mentor at a time. Thank you all for being an incredible role model and helped me to unlock the better version of myself. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toast.
Evaluate the prepared speech delivered by Toastmaster Mohanapriya.
Thank you, Priyan. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Mohanapriya, for completing your mentorship speech. Lot of good usages and vocabulary: creative, punishment, top notch, contagious, welcoming smiles, impressive, resilience. So much good usages of language in your speech today. Very good. And the one thing that caught my attention is your title. The title was very catchy: Lesson from a Button and Beyond. And I was wondering what you're going to talk about a button. And it was very much revealed in a very humorous way with the button punishment. I enjoyed your button punishment story, and we could all visualize it. And you were able to connect with us when you talked about how the button was being handed over from a student to student, and whoever holds the button at the end gets to pay a fine. That was really funny. And I could actually transport myself to the school kid kind of a situation where I'm sitting in a class, and if I had the button at the end of the day and I didn't have the 5 rupee, what I would do. That was a really good, funny story which helped us connect with the audience. And your speech had a very good structure, and it flowed from your school experience where you had a mentor in your English teacher, Miss Shanti, and then flowed to your college seminar presentation, and finally your Toastmaster journey, where you had actually brought in all your club members, which is what I liked, because you didn't leave out a single person in your mentorship journey, starting from your own mentor, DTM Satish, and then Uma, and then you actually made sure to cover or give credits for everybody from your club, Rajeshwari, Jirish, and whoever it may be. So, as a person from an outside club, I could now see how much of a mentorship you have from your club, and how everybody's unique qualities helped you in actually bettering yourself. So, just a couple of points for you to improve is, I would suggest you to make a habit of using more of an open gestures. You were kind of clasping your hands from the middle, and though you just used it, you opened it up for a bit of some time, but still you ended up making a clasp hands throughout your speech. So I would suggest you to make it a consistent habit of using open gestures more. And second thing I would recommend is using more of an vocal variety, where I felt like throughout the speech it had a same voice modulation and voice level. So if you could have shown, because you had a story embedded in your script, right, where you had the button punishment kind of a thing. So during that story, if you could have improved on the vocal variety, where you could show the tense moment when a button is in your hand, you could show the tense in your voice. Hey, what happens if the button comes to me? What if the button came to me at the end of the day? Or you could have just showed the tense in your voice during that instance, so that it would improve the story's visualization from the audience perspective. And the last thing, but not the least, is I would suggest to give more specific examples from the mentorship journey. You covered everyone from your club and showed the good quality from each one of them that you learned. It would be more better if you took any one or two instances which had more detailed description about how actually that mentorship helped you in that specific instance. That would give more gist for the audience to connect. To conclude, overall, it was a very catchy speech, clear title, and good flow, well structured and humorous. Just work on your vocal variety and using more of an open gestures. Over to you. Thank you, Team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. May I now call upon the timer, Toastmaster Girish, to present the timer's report?